All right, what's up, guys? So we're talking about your analogous color still life project that we're going to be working on. How to pick your analogous colors. Look at your color wheel or look at the slide I provided. You're going to pick 3 groups of colors that are touching each other on the color wheel. So any of these 3 groups, yellow, yellow, green, and green, blue, green, blue, blue, purple, purple, red, red, orange, orange, or yellow, orange. You're going to pick one of these groups of 3 for your whole painting. That does not mean you can use white and black. You can literally use those 3 colors. For my project, I'm going to use yellow, orange, orange, and red, orange. Then what you're going to do is get the still life picture that I provided, which is also on your slide here. And everyone is going to paint this image. But you can change it, and what I mean is you can decide if you want to paint the whole entire image on your paper or if you want to crop it down like I did. So if we come over here to my other computer, I've got the whole image here, and I think it's just a little bit too much going on, and I wanted to focus in on one specific spot that I liked, and I find this part right here with the skull and the ball, the football, the bottle, the hammer, the wrench, the bone, and the volleyball really interesting. So what I did is I just cropped it down, and you can do this if you choose to, or if you want to paint the whole thing, like I said, you can do that too. And I'm using that for my sketch. Now, what I'm going to do is look at this picture as I do my sketch. And let me get up on my chair so I can show you. So I sketched out my project already. You can see I've got it all kind of mapped out here. I have my sketch. I'm going to flip it, if hopefully that doesn't look all weird while you're watching. You can see my sketch goes to all 4 edges of my paper. So it comes to the left, comes down to the bottom, to the right, and to the top. It's not just going to be floating in the middle of my paper. I'm taking up my entire paper. So I focused my original still life, focused in on the certain area I wanted to paint, and I sketched it out. The more detail you put into your sketch, the better. Okay, flip the video around here again. Sorry if that's confusing. Okay, I have my paint here. I've got my orange, my red orange, or my yellow orange, my orange and red, and my red orange. Okay, so remember, you don't get to just use your colors out of the tube, except for your primary, so your red, if you were me in this case. You need to mix your other colors as you go. Now, you need to figure out what color is going to go where. And right now, looking at this, my darkest color is my red orange. So I'm going to look back at my original drawing, find my darkest areas, which I would say are probably right here in these dark shadows. And that's where I'm going to put in my red orange, where the black areas are. So I'm going to go back over here, use my red orange, and then I'm going to start painting. So I know there's a really dark shadow. Let's see. Right here underneath this part of my fabric. So I'm going to paint this in here. And now what's cool is as I'm going, if I want to darken something up, I can take a little bit of orange as I go to mix it in. My husband's watching. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. I can hear the music in the background. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I've got this dark section in here. And as it lightens up, I don't necessarily have to get my pre-mixed paint. I can just add it and blend it as I go, kind of like what we did with the color pencil blending. So I can take in my next color that I kind of want to blend in to make it a little bit lighter. So I use my yellow orange. I'm going to come in and kind of lighten that up just a little bit. Now you can always make your yellow orange lighter in certain areas if it needs to be lighter by adding more yellow. So like down here it probably will need to be. So I'll go back in later and do that. And there's nothing saying that you can't go back in and paint over the top of an area and fix it. This also is a light area, so I'm going to use my yellow orange up here. And I'm just working on filling in this project and adding value as I go. Try to keep your values consistent. So if you have a dark area and you do the dark red orange, all your dark areas that are close to that color need to be your dark red orange. Don't go ahead and put like your yellow orange in there, because then it's not going to make it look right. So I'm coming back in here. I'm putting some more yellow in the top here to kind of lighten this up and make my yellow orange a little bit lighter. So you can see that's kind of the whiter or brighter area. And then it's darker. This fold right here is darker as it gets towards the hammer. So I'm going to use my more orange area, or more orange color here along this area. Feel free to layer your colors and build up so you get the value change. There's a white highlight up here, so I'm using almost pure yellow. I'm putting a little tiny bit of orange in it. So it's still a version of orange yellow. So you're still hitting the requirements of the assignment. And what's cool also about this is, if you remember watercolor, when we painted wet on wet, as long as your two colors are wet, it's really easy to blend colors. Now I want this shadow right here along the hammer to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to grab another brush. And I'm going to use my red orange. I'm going to paint a straight line right along the edge. And then I'm going to grab another brush that is just wet with, or not even wet, just kind of barely damp with water. And blend out just this edge into the orange a little bit, so it looks like it's a shadow. Just like we did with the watercolor. And I'm going to do this for my painting. This painting is going to take you a long time. I've given you 3 weeks for this painting. A week to really get your sketching done right. I wouldn't take the whole week if I were you. And then you have the 2 weeks after that to paint. And so I should be back by the time you guys are working on finishing these up. I'm going to keep working on mine, and I'll post progress pictures throughout the week for you. I just kind of wanted to get you guys started today. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.